The official trailer for Season 2 of Chapter 6 has been released online, so I have a question for you. Are you ready for epic explosions, unrealistic chases, and tantalizingly shiny gold? Then put on your masks and grab your explosives. Major island changes, explosive gameplay, updated mechanics, and missing Jones and Hope. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Stock up on popcorn and make yourself comfortable. Also, don't forget to enter the most fishy creator code F15H in the item store. It really helps me. Now let's get started. This time, Epix decided not to push their luck and showed the trailer ahead of time. And it starts with an epic explosion in one of the banks of the island, from where the already familiar pickle flies out. By the way, by the background, you can notice that Crime City will really be located near the portals of the spirit realm. So we will really say goodbye to Warrior's Watch in the new season. But back to our thief Pickle, whose joy lasted exactly until a van flew into his green face. However, that didn't stop the mutated cucumber and his gang from reciting the rap that will play throughout the trailer. If you haven't seen or listened to this song, I suggest you check it out. So we are waiting for this hit on music networks. Well, or at least in the form of one of the Battle Pass records. And if someone thought that the main characters of the new cinematic are the characters of the Battle Pass, then you're wrong. All the movement revolves around a bag of gold, which will change hands. Well, or from paw to paw, but this time Epix were not so generous as with the trailer of the first season, because in one trailer they combined story and gameplay parts. Well, it's a thief season, so we got robbed. And in the end, it turned out to be a mix of animation and demonstration of gameplay novelties. Cinematic itself literally shakes from the number of explosions in a few seconds, and not in vain, because the main mechanics and features of the season will be built on the destruction of everything around us. Like the return of the sticky grenade launcher that's been in storage for 1,000 years, or the arrival of the updated C4. In fact, there will be plenty of ways to wreak havoc on the island, such as a new laser that can be used to burn out buildings in a couple of seconds. As you can see from the trailer, it works for a very long time, which means that box fighters in this season can be quite hard. And now imagine that all this stuff can be used to break into the vaults. Let me remind you that in the new season, we will have to do exactly 3 things: blowing up, robbing, and beautifully escaping. And on the second point, it is worth to dwell in detail, because looting is the main mechanics around which the whole gameplay of the second season of the 6th chapter is built. It is already clear that in at least 2 new locations will be large vaults with loot. And I also have good news for those who didn't like to fight with bosses, because to open stashes now you don't need a key card, you just need to take something loud and preferably filled with meltonite. As it is clear from the trailer, vault doors can be opened with different items, be it a jet drill, explosives, or laser beam. The most important thing to do it effectively, quickly, and quietly. Although the last point is not quite mandatory. Inside, we will be waiting for a reward, because in addition to ingots of chests and crates with weapons in the trailer, can be noticed and new medallions. Judging by their appearance, they have something to do with the pickle, and their design is something reminiscent of Bitcoin. And it's hard to say what kind of buffs the new bling gives, but it looks very interesting. In addition to vaults, there will be armored vans, which can be hacked on the same principle. And, as I understand, we will have 2 ways to take them to ourselves. Either steal them and then quietly open them somewhere, or make a particular noise and organize a chase in the style of Michael Bay. But the vault and vans are not the only thing that can be beautifully blown up. What about the train? Looks like Epic's game designers finally realized that a useless train is really useless and decided to add some new features to it. Battle turrets, for example. On some cars now, players on the train will not be a moving target for the others, but will be able to fight back somehow when breaking into the container. And what pleased me most of all is the ability to get into a closed compartment with the loot. For this, we'll need to lay on the roof of the car explosives and then bring it to action. It's pretty cool. Of course, everyone has already had time to appreciate the new mythical item Sub-Zero, Data mainers a couple of days ago revealed almost all the features gloves, but now we checked them out in action. And personally, I'm surprised because I didn't expect to see Ice Spear here. And I have a suspicion that undercuts and uppercuts are not the only abilities of the new mythical object. But we'll find out more at the start of the season about another cool item that also looks interesting. The Electric Bat. I don't know about you, but I definitely like the fact that Epix is now trying to add 1 or 2 melee weapons in every season. And by the way, if you want to get a Sub-Zero, Midas, or Pickle skin at all, buy the Battle Pass. And when buying it, don't forget to enter my creator code F15H. It really helps me. What freaked me out, though, was the newfangled SMG shotgun, or Shotgun SMG. Basically a double gun, where we have a shotgun in one hand and an SMG in the other. And at first glance, this thing seems incredibly overpowered, because of which it will be impossible to survive in the first week in the public. What do you think? Maybe I'm the only one who thinks so, let me know in the comments. As for the storyline, the new cinematic doesn't try to please us. But most importantly, for the first time since Chapter 5, we're not shown hope, which is very strange, considering Charlie Van has been making her the main focus of the story for over a year now. Although, it's not just Hope, it's Midas, who only gets about 5 seconds of screen time. So, as I expected, our favorite will not play a particularly important role in the second season of the 6th chapter. Most likely, the scriptwriters will limit it to a couple of lines of dialogue, and that's it. And here who I have, and probably you are also interested in, is a new villain, Fletcher Kane, who owns a network of banks on the island. It's possible he's the old Midas buddy Goldie was talking about. This cunning wolf, or is it fox, has just in time founded a gold mining company. By the way, the technique of this company we can see in one of the new locations, gold mines. And if we take into account that he will have his own mansion, which will become one of the locations of the second season, then we can safely say that the Baron is literally the richest inhabitant of the island, who also keeps the deposits of the loopers. As I understood from the trailer, we'll have to make some noise by getting our hands on the wolf's gold. I'm just not sure why we're doing it. The fact that the island and loopers seized thirst for gold at the end of the event with the portal, understandable. But what is the point of all this in terms of continuation of the plot? Is not clear. And how can we attribute the fact that the island is about to be attacked by darkness from the realm of spirits when we are here robbing banks? In general, let's leave these thoughts for a full-fledged story trailer, which will be released at the start of the season. But in general, I was definitely pleased with the trailer. It's been a long time since Fortnite had something so dynamic. I want to believe that the season will be the same. In the meantime, there is only 1 day left till its start, which means that more and more information about its tricks and secrets will appear in the network. And if you don't want to miss the teasers, then subscribe to the channel, because everything a Fortniter needs is here. Also, don't forget to support me by entering the creator code F15H in the item store. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for your attention, and let's meet up in